But, you know, with my car, I know they only put like a 2-year battery in the thing to begin with. It's been 2 years.
What can you do? What is the life of a battery? Like a good one? 6
Well,
years?
this
5
was
years?
5 years. It came with a 5-year.
That's probably what I got.
Right.
I don't even know if I did a 5-year. For a truck, wouldn't it take like a bigger voltage? Maybe.
It all depends. You know, it depends on the size of the engine and what kind of options you have.
There isn't really options.
Right.
I got crank windows.
All right, so it doesn't need a big alternator, so it might have a minimum battery in it then. But the day we bought the car, we had to get it jumped. You know, we got the car home, and I'm out there checking everything out, going in and out, and the light would come on every single time. But the guy jumped it, and it was fine after that. So I just figured it would come back. I'm not screwing with this anymore. You know, my back is not good at bending over there doing batteries anymore.
And it is tough changing anything on a vehicle. Just because everything's so tight and awkward.
Yeah.
Well, they said that Hondas, when I used to hear about Hondas, when they first started becoming good, it was like a mechanic's car, they would call it. Because everything is spaced where you can get into. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. I've heard mechanics say that. It's like meant for mechanics.
All right.
There was a guy that loved Hondas that told me that. So he might have been biased, but he was a mechanic.
Right.
And he would always say, buy a Honda, they're best, they last longest, they're easiest to fix. I mean, this was back in the 90s.
Their reputation is stuck with them, and that's why with the Saturn we have has a Honda engine in it.
Yeah.
And we never had a lick of trouble
I mean,
with
that
it.
Saturn's got to be, what year was that?
That's a 205. 2005.
2005, oh, that's not even that old.
No, they
Mine's 2006. I thought that Saturn was like in 2002 or 99 or something. Yeah, I think I remember when you guys bought that. I think it was a nice vehicle.
Been reliable.
Do you use it anymore?
Yeah, that's my car now.
You
You know,
drive
Mark
that?
drives the Honda, I drive the Saturn, so like if I want to go to the Home Depot and pick
But you don't go
something up-
far with it.
No.
No, that Honda's gorgeous, man. I got it.
Thanks.
No, the next thing I get, you know, I want to get like a truck for myself, not for the company, but it will be for the company, but for myself, you know.
Right. That'll be
So
your
now
first
if the
vehicle.
guys have something and they're like, hey, we're short a piece of plywood, I don't have to drive to the job site, get in the truck, go back to the store, come back, you know, I just go with my truck, grab
Pick
it
it up.
and drop it off. And that's the truck I'll probably put lettering on it. Maybe not though, maybe I don't. Because if I'm doing, this guy's like no lettering.
Right.
This custom built, this one I just signed today.
Right. You don't want people knowing they're subcontracting, because then they can call you and bypass him the next time.
Yeah, and they don't want you talking.
No, they don't want you giving out your cards.
And he went over things. He goes, you know, talk to your guys. He goes, if somebody asks you about this or that, you know, you say, we work for custom built. Or we do the windows for custom built. Don't get into talking about subcons, because they might come out and ask certain things. Like, are you
Oh yeah, well, they do.
subcontractors or something?
They do. Just
You
for
know?
conversation.
He's like, just say we work for custom built.
Yeah.
That means that we work for them could mean subcontractors or not. Don't
Right.
get into, we are a W-2 of custom built employees, you know what I mean?
Right.
He doesn't want us getting into that conversation, but
No, I've talked to people like that. You know, they're installing like a pool cover or something. Wanted to find out where to buy a pool cover. Guy says, I can't tell you. But, you know, hang around a little bit, and he slipped me his card later on.
yeah. Yeah, see, this guy's,
I mean, I didn't buy anything from him. I didn't
No.
do it, but
my guy here at Custom Built was, you know, he's already told me about that. He goes, you can do your own work and do this stuff, but don't do it on my work site.
right.
And I agree with him, because I don't want, because I used to do subs. You know, when I was, these last couple of years, we do a project here, project there, I would just hire it out to some of the guys that I have working for me.
Yeah. No, that's traditional. You don't sell your
and
work.
that was just like a word, you know, that was between us. You know, you didn't have to tell them that every time. They knew it.
I got yelled at when I was working for Gochis because I was doing jobs on the side. You know, and he's like thinking I'm stealing his customers, but the guy was a personal friend, had nothing to do with Gochis. But I called and ordered the part while I was at Gochis, and they delivered it to Gochis.
So they
Charged Gochis.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
No,
You gotta do that.
I
on
was
the
just
side.
calling to order the part, and he said he'd like drop it off. Well, I know where that is. I'll drop it off, you know. And I made the mistake by saying, "Hey, I'm over at Cochise."
Should have had him drop it to your house,
Right. I should have just picked it
or
up.
just picked it up.
Right. I should never have said Cochise. But
No, but I had a guy one time. I don't use this guy anymore, but he was doing windows for me. He's a good kid, but he's in there talking, and I've had these discussions with him. But it was like the middle of the winter, and he needed work, and he's in there. I'm in the house with the customer and him, and he's talking about, you know, hey, your neighbor, there's a piece of siding down. You know, if you know, they can call me.
right.
I'm thinking, wait, yo, Eric, and then he double taked, and he goes, well, yeah, have him call TJ.
Right.
But he thought about it for so he was probably doing that when I definitely wasn't there,
Right.
but he like slipped.
Right. He was
Because,
selling the
yeah.
job for him.
He was trying to get his neighbor to do the siding. There's a couple pieces missing.
Right.
He wanted to go do it without me, cutting me out.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't do that. Not when you're on
Yeah,
your time.
on my job.
You sold the job that he's at.
Yeah,
That's
he
why
wouldn't
he's
have
there.
If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't even be there. He
All
wouldn't even
jobs
seen
that come out from that are your jobs.
Yes. And that's what custom built. His name is Jim. That's what he's telling me, and I understand.
Right.
I agree with it completely.
Right. You know, and he might question jobs that you get. Say, well, where'd you get that job from? You know, if you have something.
Hopefully, he don't ever see anything I get.
Well, he might say, can you work Saturday? And say, I can't. I got something going. And he might ask, oh, yeah? What is it?
Yeah.
You know? Did you sell it while you were working for me?
Well, he made it seem like, you know, these guys try to act like mafioso. Like, I'll know. He tried to say something like that. You know, he's trying to scare me, but it's not. It's kind of funny. Because I can see where he's coming from. He's just the way he's delivering it. He doesn't need to do it to me. But he does it to everybody, you know. He goes, I'll know if you get jobs for my jobs.
Right.
Is what he's saying.
Right. Well, people.
Which he could. People talk. People
They
say,
do talk.
hey, well, I went and, you know, down the road, he sees the customer again, or the customer has a problem, and they come back, and it's like, well, yeah, TJ RKL did this, and he'll know.
Right.
You know, so I'm not going to do that.
But he says you have the right to do your jobs.
I have the right to do my own jobs. But if they ask me on that job site or my guys, we are no longer RKL on that job. We are custom built.
Right.
We're there to do the work, and that's it. That's what we're getting paid on.
Yeah. Tough nut to swallow, but you can still advertise from here.
Yeah, I don't want to fall into that I call it a sub-abyss, where you just rely on
Wait,
working
did
for
you
custom
guys
built.
see the
Right.
Because what can happen is something goes wrong, now you're out on the street. Yes, you might be able to find another one, but you're never going to get over a certain point. I have to continue to RKL Construction.
Right. If you still have your guys working for you that don't work for Custom Built, you're golden.
Because I'm going to be having a
Hi.
paycheck coming in every week, and it's going to be decent. So I don't want to get comfy with it.
Right.
Just setting on that.
Well, that's where I was thinking this Vermont guy will be your perfect RKL because he won't
If
be
he wants to come,
affiliated
you're
with-
saying have him come down here.
No, I'm saying
Just
have
in
him work
Vermont.
up there in Vermont.
If I get work there, that's the only thing. This is a rarity.
Right.
you
Right.
know. But for home shows, when you do home shows in this area, you'll always get a few Bennington. That's where we're at, Bennington. Yeah, you always get a few Bennington, Vermont people. But they come down here. It's not that far.
This guy doesn't know about Custom Built, and he doesn't need to know about Custom Built.
Who? This new guy, the Vermont
Right.
guy?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
No, he doesn't work for Custom Built. He works for
Die.
you.
Be buried.
Oh, you're saying I should sign him as like a W-2 guy?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, I was thinking I was gonna
Get out of my
use him as a
dog's
sub.
grave.
But he doesn't even have his own company. You're right. So I should be like, hey, I'll pay you hourly.
Right.
I'll pay him a little more for the equipment type of thing. That's what you're thinking. That's
Right,
what you're thinking.
right.
All right, I wasn't thinking that.
You know, if you have work, you know, and you want to keep RKL going,
Oh yeah. Oh, you're thinking he would come down here and work too,
right,
like be a.
right, wherever the work is, if you can give it to me, I'll probably come. And,
Maybe that's. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking like that. I was thinking
well,
like
got
I
a lot
have
going on up there right now.
I was thinking like I have a guy in Vermont I can use when I do Vermont work. If he would be willing to come and work here, and I can use him as another guy, you're right. Once I start the custom built stuff, there goes Lance and there goes whoever, whether it's this guy or the guy I'm interviewing tomorrow,
Right.
whether it's a new guy or the guy I'm interviewing tomorrow. Yes, there's 2 guys. Now for the RKL work, I need another 2 guys.
Right, exactly.
Or 1.
Right.
So you're thinking this guy here could be maybe that guy.
Right.
Okay, I wasn't thinking that.
That's what I'm thinking, you know, but
Yeah. I don't know if,
you have
like-
to use him how he's used best.
If most of my jobs are going to be Schenectady, Albany area,
Mhm.
Saratoga,
Right.
you know, Latham, this colony, this area, is the guy like that willing to drive an hour to work every day?
If he's hungry, he will.
Yeah. I guess it's a possibility.
But, you know, just get him on these.
Well, at least it's a connection. I don't know. Maybe
Find out what he
maybe
likes.
I come into a job where I need an extra guy for the week.
Right.
And I say, hey, man, John, or whatever the hell your name is, you want to come work this week?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, I'll work this week. You know, it's always good.
If he ends up working for Custom Bill, he ends up working for him. But
Oh, for the
that's all
custom build
depends.
jobs?
That all depends on if he
Yeah.
wants to come into this area every single day
The
of the
custom
week.
build, yeah, the
you know?
custom build is gonna be like Lance and whoever, whether it's Gordy or the new guy is gonna be Kelly, the guy I interview tomorrow, another new guy I'm interviewing,
Yeah.
and that's just gonna be their two guys.
Right.
And when I do a bay or a bow window, because they do those, you know, the big ones.
Yeah,
you
that
have.
takes several people.
Yes, I will probably have to be there just for the when you pull out the old one. You pull the
Right.
old one in pieces, but the new one.
You got to make sure it doesn't
4 or
fall.
5. That's when Rob's gonna come. That's when the other guy, maybe this guy from us, hey, I need you today. No, I see what you're saying. I wasn't even thinking in the lines of that. I was thinking just when I have work in Vermont, I have that guy.
Right.
That's what I was thinking at first.
You just want to get to know him, you know, and find
Yeah.
out what he's willing to do. You know, he just might be.
I wonder if they even live there, do they?
She said they just moved in from like
they are.
Connecticut, maybe 6 months. I think she was saying. But the wife works at the pharmacy.
They left.
Oh, they went to get their.
Kristen, did they leave?
Yeah.
You didn't do it?
They went to Walmart
Oh,
to get some sweet candles, cupcakes for tomorrow.
Aha!
Mom is
I'll have this forever.
Oh, she's using it in the water.
yeah, she's gonna see how the soft water is.
Well, like we said, the first 1 or 2 you might not feel it.
Whoa, whoa,
With
whoa!
the hot water, you might feel it partially.
Right, because the stuff is in the pipes.
Yes, and the tank. You gotta think the hot water tank itself
Correct.
hasn't been filtered yet.
Right. Now, I've been told that there's a way to drain the water off the bottom of the tank.
The tank, yeah,
You know.
there is. You're supposed to
What's
do it.
that?
Yeah.
Well, I've never known it. I remember the inspector
You
when
want fish, buddy?
we were looking at the houses.
To me, that's just
try
a way to
look for
make
the
it
clean
burn out
look for the
quicker.
clean out.
Yeah.
Because I guess you get like certain sediment.
But stuff also from the heat on the bottom of the tank. Sometimes the bottom of the tank rusts and falls off onto the burner.
Yes, you love the
I gotta
TV.
check why that meter, see if that meter's off.
Condensed the
Yeah,
wet.
like why the hell? That wouldn't make sense. I thought when he meant sweating was the new tank was gonna
Right.
sweat. Like moisture was gonna come off of that.
Right.
Which that doesn't really matter.
No.
What he did say, remember we talked about like what's the deal with the better machine?
Right.
The better machine does use less salt.
All right.
And he said, you know, those salt pellets like we were talking about, he doesn't like they don't use those on your machines because he said they don't break down as good as the big chunks.
All right.
All right, the big rocks break down better. The pellets somehow they might have to glue, I don't know, some type of material in there where it keeps something in there. That's what he was saying. But who knows?
The salt doesn't actually just dissolve. when-
Yeah, it
where-
seemed like it would. Like if it's pellets or rocks, what's the difference? But maybe they put another agent in there.
I give a shout out
It
to
may
Bulldog and
dissolve too
Angela
quickly
Goodell and
and turn into
Vinzo.
just salt water, where the rocks don't actually dissolve as quickly because there's no air.
Well, he
Space.
told me too. He said you'll know when you need more salts when you see water in that tank.
Right.
That doesn't really make sense to me. If
It-
there's
it
water
will.
in there anyways. Why?
Well, because the salt keeps dissolving and going down, going down, going down. And they use that salt water to back flush the softener.
Yeah,
So,
like where that drain
Tomorrow
is.
morning, there will be less in there.
Less salt or less water?
Less salt, less everything. Well, more water will go back in there.
Do you think in one day it'll like some of those rocks will get dissolved?
You might not notice it in one day.
No.
My system was huge. I was going through that, putting in bag after bag after bag every week.
Every
You know?
week?
Oh,
You put
yeah.
in bags of salt at your house on
we
Robert Lane?
had 7 people at least living there using that system.
You were
before.
spending money on. You were like, I gotta go get salt every week.
Buying salt to take the salt out of my water.
Sounds crazy.
It does. It
You're
does.
buying salt to take the salt. We'll take the sulfur out
Well, it was
Which is-
more salt. It didn't pass because of the salt.
because of the salt.
I had to have that reverse osmosis system.
Yeah, that's right. You had that. Didn't you?
Squeeze the water out of the salt water. You know?
Was the water at Robert Lane like better drinking water then?
No, it was terrible because when
It
you
was?
force it through there, it's very proactive. It's very
And guys,
corrosive.
Yeah, but then
I'm
you
gonna
got
turn this
city water.
bad boy on.
We did. We did.
When I lived there, you didn't have to do those bags of salt.
Hopefully
Right.
we don't crash.
But you had sulfur water for when you water the plants.
Correct.
When I'm
Is that-
moving.
When the guy
I better
You
take-
bypassed
burnt the
that.
house down, the plumber almost burnt the house down.
I remember you
Bypassing
telling me that, yeah. Because he was
Well, there was
up and down.
Sadly,
he
that's
dropped
gonna be the
something
end of
or
my video
the
today,
lamp.
guys.
He didn't have a light with him, so I just got him a lamp like this, you know, that had a regular bulb. And
No!
the builder put
God,
up
it's on fire.
insulation
Ah!
that had the paper exposed. And it says right on there, do not leave exposed, it's a fire hazard.
Ugh.
Like if you're not going to cover the wall up, don't have the paper there. Is that
Correct,
basically what you're
because
saying?
it's paper and tar.
Yeah.
Very flammable.
Yes, yeah.
And
It's supposed to
somehow-
be buried in the wall.
Right, and somehow he caught it on fire. You know, and there was whole sheets. So he probably started at the bottom. So he remembered seeing a hose, he got the hose and put the fire out, burned his hands, probably from ripping the stuff down or whatever.
Did he have to call the insurance company or anything?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
It did that much damage?
oh yeah. I mean, the smoke went throughout the house,
Was
they
anybody
scrubbed out
there?
all
Were
the
you living
walls.
there then?
Hi,
Oh, yeah.
guys, I found
Were you there that day or
Oh yeah,
you were
I was
there?
in my bedroom and all of a sudden smoke started bellowing
You
out the
saw
duct. Yeah,
Did you run right down like, what the hell's going on?
well I could hear swearing and shit like that.
He was like, God
Well,
damn it.
you know, I didn't know what was
He
going
was probably
on.
getting nervous. I mean,
What?
I'd be nervous too.
I ended up calling
That's
the
like
fire
the worst
department.
fear, like
the fire
anytime
was
I'm
out.
going to work in a house, like for one of my guys or myself or anybody to accidentally catch this house on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to be a terror. Because that's going to go against your company's name. I don't know. That might make the papers. Who knows? Right? I mean, RKL Construction today was at a house, and you'll never get a job again. Who knows?